For Mapping Socialist Strategies, we are bringing together socialist leaders from across the United States, from Canada and Europe. Leaders of local struggles in the communities, leaders of labor, of social movement networks, leaders of socialist parties, of educational reform and of progressive media.
Rosa Luxemburg.
I'm here at the Socialist Strategies Conference to meet and connect with international activists, to share our experiences, our failures, our successes, and hopefully learn from each other.
I saw some people's names on the list that I was like, I'm really inspired by these people, and I really want to spend some time with them and learn from them and really engage in dialogue around what does this concept socialism mean to us, and where do we want to take it in the future.
Some people say we must protest against capitalism. Other people say we must take part in election. Other people say we must think about theory. And I think the most important thing is to bring it together.
There are too few opportunities for socialists, especially in the United States, but in North America, to talk about the work that we're doing, what it is that we're trying to win, and how we think we're going to be able to get there.
I love the left, and I believe that we can win if we continue to engage in very critical conversations and battles that are happening this weekend.
Occupy began talking about dead strike. I must say that I thought it was a really very provocative idea. It was a possibility. The financial system would be vulnerable to a mass debtor strike.
But I think that's part of the task of strategies, is to examine all the different sort of social movements and labor struggles and say, where are the places where we can have mass level struggles that impact thousands and millions of people, that they can see themselves impact their material conditions, but aren't just handed to them, aren't just, you know, a few organizers got them something where they got a job, but where they can see we produced that level of impact.
What strikes me about these times is that if you look at polling, there's evidence that an awfully lot of young people are especially interested in socialist and social democratic ideas. They've come to the conclusion that they need a broader palette of ideas, and I think that's healthy for America.
One campaign that I think is very important to the whole panoramic view of socialism and a new socialist project is energy democracy. And I'm working with trade unions from around the world to promote the idea of democratic and social control of energy. The future of human civilization depends on a clean, green, and truly sustainable economy.
The fight against the Keystone XL pipeline has involved one of the most broad-based social movement struggles we've seen in the U.S. in decades, and more civil disobedience than we've seen since the Vietnam War.
We've got the social movement infrastructure that's been established through Idle No More to launch the partnership between the true owners of the resources, indigenous peoples, and the workers of the country.
We've been talking about the policing, polluting, privatizing agenda inside LA. That what's happening around gentrification is tied to the transit-oriented development that's creating the displacement. I think we need, as a left, to be inside the struggles. And I think on the actual movements, we need to be thinking bigger.
If the idea is to map, and to map socialism, and to map socialist strategies, let's do a little bit of mapping right here in this room.
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about a campaign that the Communities for a Better Environment and the Asian Pacific Environmental Network waged in Richmond, California. Chevron has a 3,000-acre refinery in Richmond, and they wanted to put in infrastructure to start refining dirtier grades of crude oils. And through the course of this campaign, of course, the people learned about their own power, but they also began to realize Chevron's larger connections to the larger issue of the climate crisis, their role as a frontline community in saving Mother Earth. So there was important lessons about this. And I think eventually, after 3 years, we stopped the project. This is pretty amazing because that rarely happens with Chevron.
I think the National Domestic Workers Alliance is engaging in innovative strategies to build alliances with employers, make sure that we are implementing some of the victories that we're winning at the state level, building up to federal level wins that really improve the quality of life for workers in this country who are women, who are mothers, who are sisters and daughters. I think the National Domestic Workers Alliance is a really good opportunity for us to think about how is it that we build broadly. How is it that we inspire people? How is it that we speak to the values that people in this country who believe another world is possible and a better world is possible, how is it that we can get there together?
We think that it is time for those of us engaged in struggles of survival, of resistance, and of progressive reform to proudly reclaim the socialist label.
Socialism is a system where humans no longer exploit other humans and decisions are made democratically.
Socialism is about building an economy and a society for people and planet.
It also means creating the world of our desires, the world of our imagination.
Socialism means, at root, economic democracy.
It means fight for equality, fraternity, liberty.
To me, what it invites is an analysis of power that includes race and gender and class and nationality. And it's an invitation to reconnect what's been severed under industrial capitalism.
And to me, socialism is about how we care, how we value care, and how we practice care.
Personal and collective emancipation, it is freedom and universal access.
And a good space to think about and move into what could be even beyond that.